Welcome to a college and career high school parent teacher student association presentation. So basically what we're going to be covering is your kids' grades as far as checking in on them and also checking out their degree status. To get started, you'll go to cnm.edu. This is the splash screen for the college and career my CNM area. Now, normally it'll help if your student's already been logged in because then your cashed in credentials to be able to log in makes it a lot easier. From here, you can go to my CNM, email, and CNM Brightspace. What we're going to discuss now is entering in to check on your students' grades. We'll go to CNM Brightspace. And from here, you can see all the classes that they're signed in for. Over here, it'll show overdue, there's always a little work to do section. But reality is what we want to do is check the grades and see how well they're faring. I'm going to tell you the truth is that some of these classes do not show, especially if they're face-to-face classes, they will not show any grades for some weird reason. And it's all dependent on the instructor. And it's up to them on how they want to upload their grades or how they want to track the student's progress. For example, I'll show you for this class, biology. If you go into the grades, class progress, there's nothing posted. And we're already 7 weeks we're starting 8th week into the course, but there's nothing posted at all. Now, to go back to if you click on this, it'll just take you to the beginning of this course area. But if you click on here, the CNM area, it'll take you to the entry to CNM Brightspace. And now say we want to check on their grades. You go into algebra. Now, this one's an online course, so they actually post all their grades and progress as they're going. If you scroll down, it shows you what week they're in, what module. So here you have all the weekend modules. If you want to actually track their modules and see what they're supposed to be doing, that's up to you. But we're just going to try to track their progress and their grades at this point. So we'll go over to my grades at the top. We can either click on class progress or grades. Doesn't matter. They both pretty much lead to the same area. And as you can see right here, this is the current grade. And if you click on there, you can show as the assignments are being accomplished, what they're getting for each grade in that area. And here you have what their current grade is. And this is different for every classroom. Some of them will actually show what their maximum, what they're possible for the final ending of their final grade and the minimum final grade. So meaning if they turn in all zeros across the board, this will probably be what they could get. And this is if they start to get hundreds across the board, that this is what they'll get in the long run. And currently my child is at the 85%. So she's doing pretty decent right now for middle of the year. As you can see up here in this area, they show where they scored lowest at. Then hover over that and it'll show you. I said every class is completely different. Not all of them use this. We can go back to the beginning. We can look at another class, fundamentals, and we can go back to my grades. Same thing, class progress. Like I said, every instructor is different, but they'll always post it within my grades area. Same thing here, grades received. And as you notice, this one didn't show what the maximum it does show the maximum final and the minimum final, but it doesn't show a percentage grade, but I'm currently pulling an A. And as you see, there's a lower portion where it shows they did great or did not do so good. Now, this covers the portion of checking on your child grading area and see exactly where they sit. Actually, not all classes has this, but they're always different. If you see that they're turning in zeros, you might want to check with your child and be like, hey, what's going on with this and why did you miss this assignment? Normally, the college professors will always post the grades at the end of the cycle, which is normally every week on Sunday or Monday. Some assignments, as soon as they do it, it automatically will grade. Some other ones, especially if it's like English course, those will actually be checked on as the teacher grades them because they have to read them and grade them and so forth. And there are some instructors that take their a while to get around to grading them. So it could be very intensive because you don't know exactly where your child is sitting in the classroom because the teacher has not uploaded the grades. But it's still out there though for you to at least check where they're sitting at. As far as if there is no grade there posted, then it's most likely because it's still being handled by the teacher. And it could be very daunting and stressful. Now, if we go back to the entry point over here, now we're going to go over to degree work. So that way we can check the progress as far as their graduating level. And if you go to my CNM at the top, instead of CNM Brightspace, now we're going to go over to graduation, second to the bottom, and you have CNM degree works. I wouldn't worry about the Firefox browser recommended. It still works without it. And here you can see the progress for them as they are moving towards their degree. As they stated recently, the school, CCHS, now is applying an Associates of Applied Science to all kids. So that way they have a starting point and they can go ahead and change their degree as they're going forward. Right now, my child's at 94%. She's a senior. She's currently taking 4 college classes. She did have an issue with some of the college classes in her junior year and failed 2 of them. So she's aggressively trying to catch up. Next term, she'll be doing another 4 college classes to finish off the year and try to finish off her degree. As we scroll down, you can see the degree in integrated science. Credits required is 60. Credits applied 47. As you can see, all the ones that they've been checking off and completing towards a degree as they got a green little check mark. If it's got the little red, that means that it's missing something. And right now, still needed is 45 credits of unrestricted electives. Any course number 1,000 or higher may fulfill this requirement, still need 14 credits. So she's still working on that. And as you see right here, where it's got little indentations there, they're reflecting that these classes are IP in progress. All of these in progress. So she's currently working on these classes right now, which hopefully will be able to finish it. And also, these are the ones that show in progress all the classes that she's currently taking. And then you have the not counted if they failed or that don't apply towards the degree. If we go to a different degree works, she might show that a lot of these classes don't count, such as I think like Flex FYX 110, which is usually the entry level course. For some of those degrees, it will not work. And also, I think there's a library art appreciation that won't count also. Also, it's because also the grade that they get too. So a D sometimes will not count towards a degree in a specific area. They say D's get degrees, not always in every situation, and also sometimes these D's will not carry forward towards a bachelor's degree when they try to transfer over to a different university. They want them to carry them over as a C at bare minimum. Now, the good thing about this area is that there is a what if section. As we see right up here, what if? So if you click on what if, now you can actually play with different degrees that they can acquire. My daughter was actually trying to get an Associate's of Science, and it was in computer science degree. This is what she told her advisor that she wanted to do something in computers, and the advisor went off of what he thought she wanted. And a student sometimes may misunderstand what they want to say. She really wanted to do something on the IT side, be more of like help desk, systems administration, something like that. Did not really know that she was getting into actual, literally science and mathematics, more of on a computer science degree. But inevitably, as you scroll down, then you can see if you click on process, now it's going to show where all of her classes that she's currently passed, where they apply. And as you see right here, 60 credit hours as compared to 29 credits applied. So she's not really close. We did not know all the requirements. And I myself, as a parent, and I understand a lot of parents will not know exactly what is required for a specific degree. So one of the things that we have to keep account for is classes that are requirements. Like here you have your social science, behavioral science, and there's always a link here that'll take you to the classes. Still need 3 credit hours, so there'll be a choice of credit hours. But one of the main things to keep in mind is also some of the other classes that might have prerequisites, but that you are unaware of. Say like Calculus 1. It only tells you that you only need Calculus 1. It isn't until you actually investigate a little bit more. Let's go ahead and copy this real quick. And then we'll go to this link. Takes us now over to, well, that link actually was for the social science. So when we click on this, it's taking us over to the social science, the classes that they can take that applies towards that degree in here. But now if we want to do a quick search to find the class for calculus, we'll do a search, which will bring us to this. Now, as you see, here we are. Best matches Math Calculus 1. If you click on it, it tells you the requisites. Now, in the pre-works, in the degree works, it never said that. You know what I mean? It just tells you got to take the class, and that's it. But it doesn't tell you what prerequisites are. It isn't until you get to the actual search of it that you're like, oh, wait a minute. This actually requires some prerequisites, which is Math 1230 plus Math 1240 or Math 1250. Now, if you click on this, it should tell you what the class is, which is trigonometry. Now you need trig to be able to even take calculus 1 plus you'll need to take also pre-calculus. So you need trigonometry and pre-calculus or trigonometry and pre-calculus. Basically, it's the same thing, but it's 5 credit hours. I guess they mashed them together and make the class a lot harder. Now, another thing to keep in mind also is even to take pre-calculus, let's go ahead and click on pre-calculus. There's a prerequisite for pre-calculus, which is Math 1220 or Math 1220P. Click on that one. Lo and behold, you also need college algebra. So not only do you also need college algebra, trigonometry, pre-calculus, calculus, and calculus 2. So that's 5 math courses in an associate's plan. It's a lot of math. So that's one of those things that you have to keep in mind as far as when you're looking at these classes that you account for possible other classes that you need to do. And that's why I recommend to all parents to please come into Degree Works and check out exactly what your child will need, or have your child log in here and also have them check it out as well, and make sure that they're on course for graduation, because this could really hurt them. What's funny is if we go down, watch, she's currently taking college algebra, but as you see, it's down here in the nat applicable courses. It doesn't apply towards her an associate's in computer science because it's not a requirement for it. But it's a requirement to take college algebra to be able to even take calculus 1. So please make a mental note of that. Now, what I do recommend to all parents, no matter what, is to go and apply for a certificate. Look at all the certificates in there, depending on what your child is going towards. But pretty much when you're a junior going in a senior, for a certificate in studies, general studies certificate. No child or student should graduate without at least getting a certificate in general studies. We go to the process. It only requires 31 credit hours, and currently she's already completed 32. So everything she's done applies, and as you see, even that first year class that everybody takes, it counts towards it. So I recommend everybody to all parents to make sure that you get with the college advisor and tell them to apply you for a certificate in general studies, so that way your child can also get a degree in that. Keep in mind also that sometimes just because you apply for a specific class, we can go back into what if. Sometimes the class might not be there. If they want to do something in the Associates of Arts or the New Mexico General Education Corps, just because they're posted there doesn't mean that they will be there if they wanted to do something um, cosmetology. Because reason why is those classes are kind of have to be face to face, and some of them might not actually apply towards the child's high school diploma because there's some requirements such as Englishes and maths that carry over for both because of the situation that they're in. So you got to ask your advisor. I worked really close with Miss Craig, and she helped me a lot with deciding what would be the best classes. But at least with this format, with everybody doing an associate's in applied science, doing an integrated studies, pretty much every class that they take will count towards their degree. So I do recommend that. And also, like I said, these don't get degrees. Please remember that. Tell your student that it's a passing grade. But if they want to transfer it to a bachelor's degree, most likely the incoming university will not accept a D, and sometimes they might not even count towards their associate's degree. Keep that in mind. Have your children play in this area, and you yourself, as a parent, come and check out this area, and they might actually find some degrees that they actually like, something that would be very interesting that they might be like, whoa, cool, I want to go that route. I hope you guys found this video informative and use it as much as possible. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to us. We can address those questions. I am not a student advisor in college. I'm just a parent that had to learn the hard way of how to get my child on the right path towards graduating. So please use that information as best as possible. I'm not a CNM representative, just a parent. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to us and we'll try to help you, or we can push you towards an actual college advisor that can provide those answer those questions.